Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last week of our class. It's week 15, but also combined with week 16, as we'll only go into Wednesday of week 16. So I've just combined the two. And really, all you have during the short week 16 is to take the final exam. So the bulk of the work that you're going to be doing in this final stretch of class is going to be during week 15, which is this week we're going into. And we will also be covering chapter 15, which is all about psychological therapies. So we've made it to the home stretch. For this week, you're going to be looking over the objectives for chapter 15, and I'll go over with you on those in just a second. Then we're going to be looking at the lecture slides here. And these are the interactive lecture slides, so just remember to be watching them and clicking into the videos that go along with them. There's a couple really good ones that I like in there, mainly because as it's talking about a particular type of therapy, that it gives examples in videos, and videos help you to see a little bit better what's going on. I also posted some of the videos that I usually show when I teach in person. I like these videos. I like the crash course videos. You guys have been doing these all semester. So I put a couple of those. One is on psychotherapy, and that can be various different types, kind of gives you the overview there. This one deals more with biomedical treatments for psychological disorders. And then this one looks at specifically depression and psychological therapies for depression. And I really wanted to put that in there because depression is the most widespread of the psychological disorders, most prevalent. And I would imagine, unfortunately, after the events of this pandemic, that the outlook is not good for depression. I would imagine those numbers are going to go up, as people are socially isolated and that. So I just felt like it was really good to zone in and focus on that this week. Your discussion is actually going to deal with Hawk Reading 9.2, which is called Relaxing Your Fears Away. And it actually has to do with treatment for anxiety disorders and using specifically systematic desensitization as a therapy, as a mode of therapy. So I was going to talk about that. And so in your discussion, you're going to kind of mention some of the research as to how is it effective as a form of therapy. And then additionally, when you learn about that, it really relates not just to anxiety, but even more specifically to phobias. And phobias, if you recall, have a lot to do with some of the learning principles we discussed earlier on in the semester. In chapter 5, we covered operant conditioning and classical conditioning. And there was a lot of talk about how certain phobias can develop because we associate one thing with another. Fear with flying, fear with enclosed spaces, and phobias is extreme anxiety, extreme fear, but usually over something that we should not really be afraid of, something irrational. And so I wanted you to discuss a little bit about, like, why is that? What learning principles help explain that phenomenon? And then how might we use other types of therapy to treat phobias? So this article specifically in Hawk talks about systematic desensitization, but what other ways might be helpful for treating phobias? So that's your discussion for the week. And again, you want to make sure that you're reading both the readings, obviously, but also it's helpful to watch the videos before you try to tackle that discussion question. Your quiz is going to be on chapter 15, and so that you will have until Friday to complete that. The discussion is just like normal. You have until Thursday to post your original response, and then respond to other people's posts by Saturday. There's still a few of you not responding to other people's posts, so you've been consistently getting like a 4 out of 10 on your discussion posts. And unfortunately, it's the end of the semester, but this is your last chance to get those full 10 points. You have to be answering, all portions of the original post question, but you also have to be responding to 3 other people. And when you respond to 3 other people, it really needs to be, more of a discussion, like an elaboration of what's being said. So you're commenting on what someone said, but in a way that demonstrates you really know the material, putting in extra examples, bringing up concepts that might fit what the person's saying, things that they didn't mention, that kind of thing. So that's your discussion and your quiz. And then the final exam you're going to have until the following week. So not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, May 6th, is the due date. Of course, you can take it before then. The exam will be open. As soon as you're hearing this podcast, the exam is open and ready. Obviously, you want to leave yourself enough time to where you're feeling pretty confident about tackling that final exam. So I wanted to just give you as much time as possible to complete that. And really, it helps you because then you're able to get all your work done for week 15 and then have a few days to study for this final exam. Nothing is due past Sunday of this week for all your final materials for the class. So then that gives you Monday, Tuesday, and even Wednesday to study for this final, and that's it. The final exam is covering, I think I have it up in chapters 7, 14, and 15, and so all of that information is here. The quiz 13, covers only chapter 15, so all the new material. One other thing, and yes, I did put it up here. I'm offering an extra credit opportunity. It is the last one of the semester, and it's really, I wanted to do something that was semi-fun, and you'll have some more time on your hands. Maybe you're looking for a good movie to watch. So I listed some movies. I don't know, how many of these would be on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu or whatever your favorite media outlet is for movies. But, I listed a bunch that are really good movies, and then sort of the key topic, psychological disorder that's discussed in the movie or that the character represents or plays, that kind of thing. So your extra credit is to watch one of those movies you get to pick, and then just write up a little write-up, 1 to 2 pages, describing which disorder was displayed in the movie. So you'll want to talk about how did you know that? What symptoms were shown that told you, it was OCD or it was borderline personality disorder. How did it affect the person's life and those around the person? So give me some examples. What might have been done for the person, like what types of treatment were used if you saw it at all in the movie, and then how the person responded. Okay, so that's all movie based. And then in addition to that, if you were the clinician, what kind of resolution might you propose for this disorder? What kind of treatment, and indicate what might be the best line of treatment to treat someone with, say, depression or antisocial personality disorder. And there's where you can tie in some of the book or the Hawk readings if they apply to support your reasoning for what you feel would be the best treatment. I also listed a website here that you can click on that has more movies that revolve around psychological disorders, because I just gave you a sampling here. This one's pretty lengthy, but you might find something else that sparks your interest. So that's the last extra credit. It's worth 3 points, and it's going to be due Sunday on May 3rd. So that wraps up the week. I'm going to go back up here. As you're working through, this final week of material, please let me know if you have any questions. I just want to say it's been a great semester with you all. You all started out online, and you're ending online. Some of your counterparts, your other peers, have had quite the semester, and maybe you had some classes that were in person and got converted to online. Certainly took us all by surprise, right? This whole virus. And so, I hope you guys are hanging in there. I hope that you're able to enjoy some of the summer. We all are hoping that things will open back up soon and get a chance to do normal summer, quote unquote normal, right? Definitely been a challenge. I think you guys were kind of like my safe zone because you were originally all online. I had, a lot of your stuff prepared online ahead of time. My other 3 classes, however, were in person. So quite the challenge to throw those up online. And it's different, and some of you have taken both in-person and online classes, and it's very different. And if you're not a learner that's ready to learn online, it can be doubly challenging. So I give you guys a lot of credit, for just being good students this semester and really working hard. For those of you coming back in the fall, if you're looking for another psych class to take, I am teaching health psychology, teaching 2 sections of that. It's in person, well, as far as we know, unless anything changes in the near future, but I'm teaching 2 sections of health psych, and I'm also teaching a class we haven't offered in a while that's called stress management. So if any of you are interested in kind of diving into understanding stress a little bit better and how to handle it, how to manage it, how to work with it, how to make it work for you, just how to deal with life better and have overall better well-being, then that is a great class to take. And the wonderful thing about both those classes I mentioned is that the only prereq is intro psych. So if I see you in the fall, awesome. I look forward to that. If not, have a great summer, and I wish you all the best. Thanks, everybody.